Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
The World Wrestling Federation, for over 50 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
Oh, it's live, Hal.
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never, ever end.
Everybody three, count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Or maybe The Rock has got to beat Triple H himself, which means he's got to beat the game in the middle of the ring. And he has a $2 for a wife.
You're too damn selfish, and that's why you're sitting there with a bad leg, and that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
3 ain't enough now, I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
Oh my goodness, what do we do? There's a 1, there's a 2. Oh,
Wow.
Well, you can take that brass ring and shove it up your ass.
hello, everyone. We are live. We apologize for the slight delay. I'll take the blame on that one. New technology can be a son of a bitch, but we are live.
It stinks!
And we are here, 3 Count Thursday, on Thursday night, February the 25th, 2021. We are still the podcast of the millennium. Make sure you go to our website, 3countthursday.com. That's where you will find all of our social media, our merchandise at whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver.
Tim, do you have a puppy in your jacket?
I do.
You sure do. All
I
right.
can't wait till that thing bites your nose.
She's not going to do anything. She's great.
Our Patreon page, patreon.com/3Count Thursday. Our home network, of course, NGSC Sports at ngscsports.com. And, of course, our we also stream daily at leavesports.com. Ryan, that would be.
More importantly, why does your voice change when you're eating? It's leeibsports.com.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
very hungry.
you eating the dog?
Yes.
Eat, goddammit.
What is her name? Pepper?
Pepper.
Oh, like Al Snow's dog. I
Yeah,
get it.
she's very
Got it.
tasty and
Got
is
it.
very delicious served with rice over gravy.
I hate Tim this way, by the way.
Welcome, Devin. Welcome, William, Charlie, Jason, whoever else is with us live. Please give us a like
Serotonin.
and a share. We'd appreciate that. Charlie says can I start off by saying I hate AEW fanboys more than Tim hates Shane McMahon. Wow. I mean, you can say that. I guess
Charlie said it. Hit the button.
Well, they can say it now.
Sure, why not?
As long as you don't get to.
See, Pepper,
I mean,
listen.
Jim said it today. Oh, the dog does not like it.
The dog's upset.
Everybody's upset.
Pepper didn't like it.
Jim kind of pulled a Ryback there with the "that's what she said," but we'll let it pass.
Tim told me to do it. I'm still trying to get used to my new setup here, so I'll blame Tim.
Well, here's looking up to you, Jim.
Thank you, Matt.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I got my new beer shipment in this week, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow when I can actually imbibe for today. It is a Turkey Hill regular iced tea. If you listen to the pre-show at all, you would hear a discussion about Turkey Hill iced tea and what once was. It was a tough moment for all of us involved, but we powered through it.
Matt, can I ask you what the beer shipment is for the weekend? What did we get in?
Oh, it's a variety of different things. I got like 26 different things in. So I will have a picture of it on the Instagram mañana.
Well, I look forward to that because I'm of that world now. So I look forward to seeing what
One of us.
what you're bringing to the table. Hold on. There we go. Ryan.
How you doing?
I'm really good, Jim. How are you?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting used to a new setup.
I love
okay?
you so much.
Fuck
I'm
you.
gonna. All right, whatever. I'll take it.
Intern Mark.
How you doing?
Hi, boys. I'm okay. Doing pretty good. I had a bit of an issue earlier tonight. My made out the grocery list. I mean, you guys make out grocery lists, right? You're good grocery shopping.
Yes.
Well, my loving daughter said, "Dad, can you put ketchup on the list?"
Oh.
So I put ketchup on the list, and I had a heck of a time reading it after that. But we got through it.
I'm waiting for a joke.
I put ketchup on the list.
No, I got it.
Got it.
We got it.
We got that one. We got that one. Tim.
How you doing?
I was great until I had to suffer through that insufferable
He
joke.
popped himself.
He sure did. When you yourself make yourself laugh and no one else is laughing, it's okay. I'm good. I had some puppy snuggles, and I'm about to eat like a big effing piece of ish because I'm getting a Baconator delivered here in a bit. So,
oh man,
yeah, we were struggling we were struggling on what we were gonna have for dinner tonight, and they're like, one of my roommates was like, I really want fries. So what do you want? And I was like, Wendy's. And
So here's French fries and thinks Wendy's first.
because I wanted a Baconator.
Christ.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're ranking fries, Wendy's is near the bottom.
The bottom, probably.
No, if you get them
I wouldn't say
fresh,
the bottom. If they're fresh, they're really good.
yeah,
The McDonald's fry you find under your seat in your car a week later is better than a Wendy's fry.
I don't believe so, man. Because the problem with McDonald's fries is that they're about the same consistency the minute you buy them or 3 months after you find it under your seat. And
Exactly.
I know I'm not supposed to eat it, but if molecularly it stays
I'm
the
gonna eat
same
it.
for that long, should I?
I mean, you can always give it a try.
I'm also a Marylander now, officially a member of the state of Maryland. That was a kerfuffle. Hear about that later.
Well, congratulations.
How are you, Big Jim?
I'm okay. Got a Amazon delivery late. That was part of the reason we were late to getting on air. But we're here. We're good. We're good to roll. Running at the risk of going down the fast food hole like we did last week. Speaking of Wendy's, currently they have a jalapeno popper chicken sandwich that is easily in the top 3 chicken sandwiches I have ever had from a fast food joint in my life.
See, I have a buddy of mine who was really hyped for it and was severely disappointed.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
not me. And I don't know if it's because when I got it, the chicken was fresh and crispy. It was the right amount of the jalapeno cream cheese on it, or what. But it was fantastic.
Now,
My experience with it was great.
who all has had? Well, I don't know, because like Matt's not down with the grease, and I don't know about Mark's eating habits, and I don't know if Ryan likes spicy.
No, he does not.
So
I'll answer that for
Big Jim, have you had the McDonald's spicy nuggets with the mighty fire sauce, the mighty hot sauce?
Yes, I love them. I hope they stay around forever.
Man, let me tell you, when I ended up getting my set from the girlfriend after McDonald's failed me, my mouth was on fire. Like I was so effing dead, dude. Like the nuggets by themselves are hot, and then the mighty hot sauce on top of it is a different kind of hot.
Yeah,
it's two different hots.
It's a different hot sauce.
It was good. I ate all of them. I almost drank the sauce, but my mouth was it was very spicy.
And it's even good. It is even good.
It doesn't even sound fun.
No, it's
and then like imagine your blowhole an hour or two later. It's not fun.
What if I told you,
Ryan, your blowhole gets like that when you eat lettuce? So
no, you're not wrong.
What if I told you it's the same?
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
I don't have that situation when I eat spicy food.
Oh God, good for you. God bless, man.
I mean, you can build a tolerance to it over time as well.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's just don't got time for that.
Okay,
you have all the time for that. Anyway, all right, let's jump into our weekly segment. Of course, we're looking at February 25th in pro wrestling history. Birthdays today. Ric Flair was born today in 1949. The late Sean O'Hare, 1971. Maria Kanellis, 1982, and DJ Gabriel, 1983. So those are your 4 birthdays for the day. Then we go back to 1990. NWA holds their Wrestle War pay-per-view from the Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina, in front of 7,894 fans. The show featured 7 matches, was main evented by Ric Flair with Woman defeating Lex Luger with Sting by countout to retain the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. In 1995, ECW ran a show at the ECW Arena in South Philadelphia that would become known as the Return of the Funker, as Terry Funk returned to the promotion after a 5-month absence. 2001, WWF held their 3rd annual No Way Out pay-per-view from the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, in front of 15,223 fans with a buy rate of 590,000. It's considered to be the last pay-per-view of the Monday Night Wars era, which ran from September 4th, 1995 to March 26, 2001. The show had 1 match on Sunday Night Heat, 7 main card matches, and in the main event, The Rock captured the WWF Championship for the 6th time from Kurt Angle. 2006, during a WWE house show in the Philippines, Ric Flair and Big Show defeat Triple H and Chris Masters when Masters submits to the figure 4. After the match, a surprise birthday cake was brought out for Flair, who was then celebrating his 57th birthday. 2013, WWE issued the following press release. Glenn Beck hides from WWE. Glenn Beck declined WWE's invitation to address our fans on live on Raw tonight, and then hid from WWE reporters when approached this evening at his studios in Dallas. WWE attempted to get comment from Beck, but was unable to gain building access after Beck's representatives said he was, quote, not in the building, which clearly couldn't be the case just prior to a show airing live from the same studio. Beck referenced WWE as, quote, stupid wrestling people in a segment that aired on The Blaze TV the week prior, criticizing a recent WWE storyline involving World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio, Jack Swagger, and Zeb Coulter. Similar to other television shows and feature films, WWE is in the entertainment business, creating fictional characters that serve as protagonists or antagonists to create a compelling story and relevant for our audience. It is important to incorporate current events into our storylines. WWE is creating a rivalry centered on a topical subject that has varying points of view. This storyline was developed to build the Mexican-American character Del Rio into a hero given WWE's large Latino base, which represents 20% of our audience. And boy, did that statement not age well. In 2015, Ring of Honor announced the return of ROH champion Samoa Joe following his departure from TNA Wrestling. And those are the events that occurred February the 25th in pro wrestling history.
I like how today is Ric Flair's birthday, and like 15 years ago, it was also Ric Flair's birthday.
Right? It's funny how that
was wild. Who'd have thought when they brought that cake out, it was also his birthday?
It's almost as if you have a birthday every year on the same day.
Not true.
Well, unless you were born on leap day. So almost everybody has the
famous
birthday on the same day.
Famous Orlando Magic player Penny Hardaway, I believe, is born on Leap Day.
We should look up who's born on Leap Day.
I'll look it up right now.
There you go, Tim. Look it up. But we know that
any Penny Hardaway fans out there to correct us, I think you can stake that statement and it will be accurate, Tim.
I mean, I think you would have to just be a Magic fan more so than anything else. I think Penny Hardaway had a big following once he left the Magic.
All right.
I didn't know he left the Magic.
I've got some answers here.
Here we go.
He might still be playing, Matt, and I don't know.
Did I lie about?
He is.
He's not.
No, he is. He's still on the team.
I might have lied about Penny Hardaway. Okay, here we go.
Oh, God damn it. I even hit the more you know sounder.
But there are more answers. Famous YouTuber and infamous person Logan Paul, born on Leap Day.
No idea who that is.
Really?
Oh, sorry.
No, I do.
It's not. I'm
the guy that just
sorry.
fought, was he the guy that fought in the boxing match?
Hold on. I'm also wrong again. You want to know?
Come on.
You want to know what date I looked up?
February 28th.
March 2nd.
July
April
4th.
1st. All right.
It was a joke.
Yeah,
He's joking,
I'm a
everyone.
dummy. Hold on. All
So
right.
maybe you were right about Penny Hardaway.
Let's see.
Still a
Yes.
chance.
You got a second chance, Tim.
Okay. Therese Halliburton, NBA star for the Sacramento Kings, was born on leap year in the year 2000. Looking for other people. Bobby Sanguinetti.
Thank you. No.
He's a hockey player.
We're starting already.
Let's see what else
Tim,
here.
are you familiar with that hockey player?
The last name does sound familiar.
Okay.
Patrick Cote, the MMA fighter, was born on Leap Day in 1980.
Well, I am struggling here.
Ja Rule was born in
All right. Heard of that one.
1976. And I also
St.
think,
Ja Rule was born on Leap Day.
yeah, I'm also still wrong about Penny Hardaway. I think.
Oh, man.
Well, we got your rule.
But I'm also looking for other people who may have famously been. Nope, not really. So when the hell was Penny Hardaway born?
July
I'll find
18th.
that out.
Anthony Penny Hardaway, July 18th, 1971.
Well, at
He
least
is-
it's close to Leap Day.
No,
He
it's
is
not.
49 years old, and I don't think he plays anymore.
No,
Matt,
he
I
does
think
not.
you were wrong.
No, he does.
I don't think he plays. He was coaching the Memphis Tigers team there for a while, and he gave it up while he was still in his prime. Goldberg, older than him, has not.
He actually didn't give it up in his prime. He was injured and had to retire early.
Oof.
So he gave it up.
Yes,
was
he
injured
did
by
give it
Goldberg.
up, but basketball, a real
Not by
sport.
choice.
Basketball, a real sport. Wrestling, a real performance.
Walking a real thin line.
Does somebody else want to take Charlie's question? 'Cause
I
if
will.
do- Okay, go ahead, Tim.
So the question, for those of you who can't read, can someone in conversation please explain to me how, if WWE does something is horrible and Vince has no clue what he's doing, but if AEW does the exact same thing, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. What is he talking about?
Karrion Cross.
Oh, wait.
Wait, I want to see if I can get. Does this have reference to the fact that Tully Blanchard's wrestling on AEW Dynamite next week, Charlie?
Or is it the signing of the large program?
Or is it the fact that Snoop Dogg was there and people are bitching about Bad Bunny, but nobody bitches about Snoop Dogg?
Or Shaq?
That's good.
Or Shaq?
Or Shaq, sure.
Who?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq-O'Nack?
Shaq-O'Nack.
Yeah, Charlie. What thing that AEW is doing horribly that they're not getting?
I mean, I think the four things we just brought up are very accurate.
Probably.
And it's probably not the one he's talking about.
Right. I want to see if it's something else.
Shaq-a-cack.
Shaqakity.
But yeah, I mean, I yeah. If I took that question, but Tim, just in a general sense, like how would you answer that question?
WWE has had 38 years to learn how to do something different. AEW is in year 2 and everything is new. Let AEW play some of the old songs that WWE has driven into the ground. And then, now AEW has things that they're drilling into the ground right now, including all of these stupid tournaments and ladder matches for number 1 contendership matches.
Yeah.
Like this face of the franchise ladder match at Revolution for a shot at the TNT title. Not to be confused with the fucking battle royal they did a month ago for MJF to win another ring. Like,
don't they have a 9-man battle royal at our Evolution to determine something?
No, there's a ladder match.
Okay, I thought I saw a 9-man battle royal or a 9 something royal.
Yeah, so let me look.
A royale with cheese.
Oh, there is a casino battle royale, but it's tag teams.
Which, didn't they just do a tag team battle royal the other week when Jericho and MJF won it?
Yep,
I feel like?
Sure did.
Okay.
Sure did.
I don't, though, want to hear the same people that is bitching about AEW rehashing what WWE does. And then AEW is going to come with an exploding barbed wire match, which the WWE hasn't touched, and people are going to shit on that. So you can't shit on both things, folks.
True.
Jim?
I bet they can.
I'm kicking it back to you. I didn't say you can't shit on things, Jim. I didn't mean it that way.
Okay.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah, I say that's not what I heard either. But we'll talk obviously about our Evolution next week because we'll be going into the pay-per-view next weekend. We will predict those matches. But let's talk about the pay-per-view that was this past weekend with the WWE. Of course, Ryan and I did our long form review of the show. So we'll give intern Mark and Tim and Matt a chance to kind of speak on it a little bit. We'll look at the show and before we close the book on what was the Elimination Chamber. I know, Tim, also you have your
slam that fucking book shut.
You have your Viewers Choice podcast, which you and Marcus went right after the show and reviewed it as well, which people, of course, if they're listening to this show, they should also be subscribed and listening to the Viewers Choice on North South as well, because it is a fantastic, fun listen right after pay-per-views. So anybody, I'm just going to skip over the pre-show match. It got John Morrison into the United States Championship match with the absence of Keith Lee. The opening match, Elimination Chamber for the Universal title #1 contendership. Daniel Bryan wins the match over Cesaro, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, and Sami Zayn. Anybody want to give any thoughts on that? I thought it was a really great open to the show.
I think that as a wrestling match and as an Elimination Chamber match, the match was great. However, the match means nothing. The match didn't need to happen. If Daniel Bryan's going to win and then Roman Reigns is going to beat him up and then Edge is going to show up and huggy slam him and point to the sign, what the F does it effing matter? The chamber was fine, except for the fact that Cesaro loses for no reason. If you're going to put Daniel Bryan in the spot to get beat up by Roman Reigns in 3 minutes, that could have been Cesaro in 3 minutes.
See, I'm actually kind of happier that it wasn't Cesaro in that 3-minute beatdown.
No, because Cesaro's entire singles run has been sprinkle some dust on him, the fans get behind him, you start to push him, and then as soon as you get to push him, he drops off again. That was Elimination Chamber. He was the breakout star of the entire match and gets beat by Jey Uso.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Matt?
I will tell you, Edge sure knows how to point at a sign.
Does.
Damn good at it. I did like the match. I was pleasantly surprised with the Daniel outcome, but then I was immediately Like, okay, well, this was dumb. It is what it is. I mean, that's kind of what we expect. I think at this point with Elimination Chambers, where the winner gets number one contender, I mean, how often does that number one contender win?
But isn't that exactly the reaction that you guys should have and have the anger for Roman Reigns for taking your beloved Daniel Bryan, or could have been Cesaro, and beating them in 3 minutes and playing the game? Like, that's what a heel's supposed to do. You're not supposed to be, oh, this makes sense. No, it's supposed to suck.
Ryan, at this point in my wrestling fandom, this stuff doesn't like ignite anger in me anymore.
You're just dead inside. You're just...
To me, like, as a storyline, I get it. Like, I get that Roman is abusing his power and his influence, and he's trying to coast into WrestleMania with as less impact as possible. That was the whole Adam Pearce deal. That was this deal. And like, I don't
we should just pause, dumb ourselves down, and be happy with that, right? Or be angry with that, or be dead inside. Whatever.
My thing is, why did it have to be Daniel Bryan? Like, I'm cool with everything that happens if it's Cesaro.
Even Cesaro losing in 3 minutes. That does more good to Cesaro.
It's a rub, at least.
He went bell to bell in an elimination chamber, and he gets an opportunity at the WWE title that he's never had. And when he's in the match, even if he loses, he has a gripe and a complaint that, like, you know what, in a straight up match without the elimination chamber, I've got your number. But my bigger problem is that entire angle means nothing because Edge came out and pointed a sign for WrestleMania. Because if he doesn't come out and he doesn't announce who his challenger is until Fastlane, then we get from the time that the end of the pay-per-view happens for Elimination Chamber, beep, to Fastlane for the rematch with the guy that got beat in 3 minutes by Roman Reigns. Now, that's moot. And Roman Reigns and Edge are locked in until WrestleMania. Don't touch.
I mean, again, it never says that anywhere. Reigns could lose the championship between now and WrestleMania.
But he's not going to.
But I know he's not going to. I've watched wrestling long enough to know he's not going to. But I feel like if you, again, put yourself in a target audience's mindset, I don't think you know that.
I'm not the target audience, and you asked how I thought.
Then we shouldn't be doing this podcast anymore.
Who are the target audience, though, then, at that point, that are still, like, clamoring to that? Children?
I don't know, 11-year-old boys. I don't know.
Even so.
And even they see it coming. I get it.
Yeah, like, I'm jaded because of the fact that, like, Royal Rumble was so good.
Sure.
And then, like, Elimination Chamber was so not good.
Well, I mean, Fastlane's going to be fantastic at this point.
Shut up.
I mean, this...
Like, I don't know, man.
Let me tell you about this new product called AEW. They will have exploding barbed wire.
Sure. I didn't care about it in Japan, so why am I going to care about it in the United States?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't...
Act like you're not an FMW fan.
The exploding barbed wire thing, not really for me. I mean,
dude, I have to get one of these hand-drawn things up in my house.
Okay, it's Arnold.
Arnold? Okay.
With an M.
Arnold?
Like Arnold, but with an arm.
I'm saying with an M. I'm not a fucking moron.
Arnold. Yeah, Arnold's great.
Arnold with an M, Ryan.
Well, I'm making it sure because I know that it's a play on words and some people can't hear.
You might be, Ryan, because you were sitting after that match and going, "Oh, that Roman Reigns,
dang nabbit,
dastardly Roman Reigns, he pulled it again."
No wonder why nobody likes this guy.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we know he's not going to lose, but theoretically, there could be some sort of match. at the event that Ryan doesn't like the sound effect for.
Yeah.
Give me a plausible way Roman drops the belt before WrestleMania.
Oh boy.
He doesn't.
I mean, Daniel Bryan could say what
I
Tim
was
just
cheated.
said. Cesaro could say, "I was cheated. I was beaten up, and I deserve a shot."
I guess there's a chance Goldberg could come back too.
No,
That's more plausible.
Mark, why'd you put it out into the universe? Why?
You take
Why?
that back.
Now it's going to happen. The blood's on
I'm
your
sorry.
hand.
I'm taking it back.
There's
Take
a
it
better
back.
chance that the Sea Stars are going to win the NXT or the women's tag team titles.
That could happen too.
I mean, yeah.
Mark, did you just get lightheaded?
I did when Tim said Sea Stars.
Woo. Yeah. I mean,
Good thing I'm sitting down.
I think we have a better chance, and I thought this Sunday. I saw Scotty say it in the chat that we could you could get Edge and Christian versus Roman and Jey Uso just to give people more of a reason to watch the pay-per-view that Ryan doesn't like the sound effect for.
No, Jim. All in all, though, you really liked this match.
Yeah, I thought.
I mean, at the end of you really liked the whole show, right?
Show was good. It was good.
Like your Tuesday show, you made it sound like it was real good.
Yeah, I mean, everybody that listened to Tuesday knows my full feelings on this show.
Did you watch the same show I did?
Yeah, it was this past Sunday. It was about 2 hours, 26 minutes, something like that.
Do you love watching things that have no bearing on anything at all ever?
I don't know where this surprise is coming from here.
No,
You guys
because
are talking Jim.
this baffles me. Like, there is nothing, spoiler alert, folks, there is nothing of consequence that happens at Elimination Chamber except the Miz cashed in Money in the Bank. But even then, the cash-in made no sense. None.
How do you figure it made no sense?
Bobby Lashley loses the United States Championship. MVP then talks to the Miz about the contract, and Bobby Lashley comes out to beat up Drew McIntyre so that the Miz could cash in.
So that Bobby can get his shot at the championship next week.
Bobby! Yeah. But why doesn't MVP try to negotiate for Mr. Lashley to just take the Money in the Bank briefcase? I feel like it's an unnecessary step. It's just dumb.
Because MVP is not a good negotiator.
Well, and because the Miz, they're looking at the fact that the Miz has lost, 10, 12 straight weeks on Monday Night Raw, and they know he's an easy out. So sure, I'll go down and beat up a already beat up Drew McIntyre. Miz is going to get his title. He's got to answer back to my deal, and then I'm going to get an easy title win.
Not to mention that the only reason why Bobby Lashley lost the title was because the Miz's tag team partner cost him. So why does the Hurt Business want to help the Miz anyways?
Because the WWE Championship greater than symbol U.S. title.
Now, Jim, you said you really liked the U.S. title match, though, too. You put that over really good on Tuesday.
I mean, it wasn't the best match on the card by any means, but the match was good.
Was there a match on the card that you didn't like?
Well, I mean, there's different levels of didn't like. I mean, my least favorite match of the night was probably the women's tag because of the finish. I thought the finish was real bad.
But you liked it.
The match was good. The finish was not good.
Okay.
The finish was very wonky.
Like the Roman Reigns thing, you said it was a good match, and you likened it to like a Goldberg match, $1:30, like a minute 30 in and out. It got what it needed to do.
Daniel Bryan was beat the hell up. Roman came in and capitalized on the fact that the guy was beat up in the chamber. I mean, that's bad. Like, heel guys do heel things.
But I think my bigger
wrong.
I think my bigger problem with the opening match is Edge coming out afterwards. I don't think you need Edge to come out immediately afterwards because it kind of negates the reason why you had Elimination Chamber in the first place.
Well, I don't.
They didn't though. Like you got a shot at the championship. You said that could have been Cesaro's big moment, his first shot at it. That doesn't negate anything. If it was good enough for Cesaro, it should be good enough for whoever wins it. Daniel Bryan, whoever. The only way it would have negated it is if Jim's theory came true, or one of Jim's proposed ideas of Uso winning and finger poke of doom.
Yeah, I mean that was probably just kind of a bummer. I mean, I'm happy Daniel Bryan got the win, or if Cesaro would have gotten the win, I wouldn't have had no problem with it. But like, I wanted the finger poke of doom.
I just want longer storytelling. Like, tell a little bit more of a story to get into, because eventually Edge is going to have to make a decision. Yeah, why make the decision? Like, and now I know logically in my head, the road between the pay-per-view after Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania is 3 weeks difference in between that. So announcing your main event for WrestleMania now makes more sense than waiting until the March pay-per-view for advertising purposes. I get that up here.
And I don't necessarily hate Edge coming
here
out.
Hurts.
I don't necessarily hate Edge coming out here. Like, sure, he could have done it on Friday Night SmackDown, but I feel like that's, if everybody wants to talk about predictable, I feel like that's more predictable to do. Like him coming out in the post, I don't think it lessens what happened prior to.
You know what else you could have done?
What's that?
Edge could have cost the match. The match never happens. Edge pointed the sign. It makes the match at Elimination Chamber after the Chamber never happen. And then you have a match building for 4 weeks at Fastlane of Roman Reigns versus the winner of the Elimination of the Elimination Chamber. And the winner of that faces Edge. But now there's no doubt. It's penciled in. It's etched in stone. It's going to be Roman Reigns.
Right.
Now, I know that there's 4 weeks of television for SmackDown, and SmackDown could immediately change my thoughts on Elimination Chamber, just like Raw did for Elimination Chamber. When I look at Elimination Chamber, I'm looking at it hyperbolically without any idea of what the hell happened on Monday, because Monday answered a shit ton of questions and made a lot of sense.
We will obviously get to Monday. Catching up on
real quick though, like if you're Edge, why wouldn't you? So you have an Elimination Chamber high as a fan. You're happy Daniel Bryan won. You're upset that Reigns came in. Now again, I think you started the SmackDown Elimination Chamber starts the pay-per-view, so you assume your guy has some time to recuperate, and Roman Reigns will be coming later in the show. Reigns comes out, dastardly deed. Edge comes out, takes care of the dastardly guy. You kind of spike back up. I feel like that's just a normal roller coaster of emotions that the WWE would take you through all the time. Like, I don't think they're doing anything that they haven't done.
But it's the
high,
same
low, high.
That's the same spike that they did anyways.
And then it even goes higher when Riddle wins. You're like, wow, way through the roof.
Different use of the word high.
Oh, got it. My bad.
It depends on what your definition of high is.
My bad.
Super high.
There's still an asterisk next to Riddle's name. I don't know if anybody still knows that or not.
Yeah, there is. But you're gonna dodge over that one, I guess. But like, and I don't remember exactly, all my thoughts from Tuesday, because that was like 2 days ago. So I mean, that you gotta forgive me. You gotta forgive me on that one. So if you want my full thoughts again on this show, you can go back and listen to that in of course the archives on all your podcast platforms. Which we will talk, Scotty, hang on to your thoughts there about transitional champions and things like that, because we will get to the booking of the WWE Championship here in a couple of minutes. Yeah, he says Miz has won one singles match in 365 days. That was against Otis. He's the WWE champion. That's the beauty of the Money in the Bank. You use it to your advantage. I mean, you don't have to be I mean, it could have been Otis, but he lost to the Miz. But I don't want to go super long form on this show. Do you guys have a grade for the show itself?
D.
Jim, why don't you start us off?
Tim gives it a D plus.
D plus.
Intern Mark.
Was that an E as in effort?
No, he says
D as in damn it. Why did I agree to do a podcast immediately after these pay-per-views to review it? I could have just watched this without paying attention. It was so bad I didn't take notes on it.
Wow.
I didn't need notes. Wow. Because it was just inconsequential.
It's fair. It's fair. Intern Mark.
No notes needed. Well, I'll tell you what, I was a bit disappointed. I chose to watch the pay-per-view live over watching 90 Day Fiance as it happened. So that had me a bit sour because the pay-per-view in general, I thought it was about a C. And I wanted to see Jovi was still a jackass, and he is. And Natalie and Michael, I think they're done for good. And Harris is getting with what's her name down there in Jamaica.
No idea who that is.
I'm sorry that that Elimination Chamber distracted you from Captain No Net. That No Net guy. He's 90 Day Fiance, right?
Yeah, that's Big Ed, but he's not on this season. But if you have Discovery Plus, Big Ed is all over anything 90 Day Fiance on the Discovery Plus.
I'm sure he is. Scotty, it is a Wendy's Baconator, I believe. Was the discussion. Matt, would you give a grade for the show?
A C minus.
Okay. Ryan?
I don't know. I feel like I said C minus on the last show as well on Tuesday. But like you said, that was 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was. I think it worked out to A minus, right?
A or an A minus. Yeah, I forget. It was something.
A minus.
Matt, I'm out. I'm with you, man. I
feel like you said the Miz cashing and winning brought it up a -2 or a +2, a minus. So I think it went B.
What it was. Okay, I think
B
it was
plus
I think
to
it
an
was
A
at a
minus
B plus
on the Miz.
Because I'm a misfit. I've been a misfit forever. So
I love the Miz too. In our year prognostications for 2021, I'm the guy that said I want the Miz to get a push, and I hate this.
I mean, I know that he's not going to be champion for long, so I have.
He's got 5 days.
I have to embrace. No, I don't. So let's transition because we're getting into the WWE Championship booking.
Watched, and I've never heard you give a shitty pay-per-view an A minus like this one before.
Well, like I said, it was in the B range, and Miz brought it up. Like I'm just that happy that the Miz is the WWE champion again.
Right, but you still had it as a B plus, and probably if you're getting an A minus, you had it at like an 89 B plus. It wasn't.
No, my pluses are in like this, like it's a
88,
the sevens. Like when I grade I don't have the math in front of me, but I think it was in like the 87. I think it was like the 87 B. So it's closer to a regular B.
Okay, so what was the women's grade?
I think it was a B. I feel like it was a B minus.
Yeesh.
I like the match. I hated the finish, but I like the match.
So if you like a match and the finish can't drag it down that much, that it's still a B minus.
What was so bad about the finish?
It came off like shit. It was awful.
So without the finish, you were saying that's probably an A match.
I don't know. I again, that was Sunday. That's 4 days ago.
That's okay.
You're asking a lot out of Big Jim.
You usually write down your scores.
I do, but I got rid of the card.
Oh, okay. All right.
After we did the long form. So again, you got to go back to Tuesday. You got to listen to it in long form because I was able to go a lot more in depth. And then like an idiot, I threw away the card. I'm an idiot. So that's my fault. I need to keep the card. I need to keep the card on the table before we go through the Thursday pod.
You have to go back and watch so you can see Jim do Matrix levels of bending over backwards.
It's impressive. I did some DDP yogas right before, so I was able to stretch enough to turn this thing into a good pod. So yeah, you got to head back. Scotty says C minus. William has an F. On this one, Devin gave it a D.
This guy is Doctor Strange. He's just opening up the crystal, and he's weebly wobbly, timey wimey. Oh, this is great.
So let's talk about the.
I mean, Jim, you spoke well about it on Tuesday. You did. I mean, you had your arguments, and I couldn't quite fight them. I mean, I don't think they persuaded me.
No,
but,
you stuck to your grade.
You presented what you liked very well. But definitely go back and check it out. The whole thing, it's what, maybe an hour long? It's worth
I think it was
listen.
about an hour. So, and I'm sure
it's insightful.
Where we swayed off of the Wrestle Talk. So, I mean, again, and maybe it is just because like it's an escape for me. Like I'm viewing things differently through a different lens than other people are throughout this whole time. I don't know.
A minus.
Again,
boy.
The Miz. Again, so let's talk about the WWE Championship. Let's talk about Scotty screenshotted your reaction to me giving the chamber grade. And he tweeted the shout out. That's a good screen grab, Scotty. That is really good. So WWE Championship. Obviously the Miz has it now. We know that Mr. Lashley is getting a title shot this Monday on Monday Night Raw. And then, of course, we will go through Fastlane in March. We'll get to WrestleMania. So I'm just trying to kind of look at the WWE Championship because I think there's a lot of different opinions about how they're going to go with the WWE title as we head through the next 44 days, because that is the length of time until we get to night one of WrestleMania. And I think that the WWE Championship match will be on night one. I do think Edge and Roman will close out night number 2. But we will talk about the Universal title and all that as time goes on. So what I think is going to happen, and then we'll go around the room and discuss this. And of course, if you have the thoughts in the live comments, please leave them. Give the video a share. I'd like to hear more people's thoughts if they can get in on this one as well. But I don't think we're going to have a new WWE champion this Monday on Raw, because I do believe that there's a certain Scottish warrior. Is he the Scottish warrior? The Scottish warrior that is out there that was not on Raw this past week. And he lost his WWE championship at the hands basically of Mr. Lashley, but of course at the Miz and his cash in. So I think that we're going to get a interference on the match from Drew McIntyre, and one of our main events, or our main event at the pay-per-view in March, is going to be Drew McIntyre versus Lashley and the Miz for the WWE Championship. And I think that's where we get a title change. I don't think it happens this Monday on Raw. Anybody want to give their thoughts on at least where we're at right now going into this?
That sounds like an A+ main event.
Maybe.
If Mike Lookinland, who played Bobby on the Brady Bunch, would come down and be in Bobby Lashley's corner, I'd give it a solid A+, no matter what else was on the card.
So, I'm of the inclination that Bobby Lashley wins the WWE Championship on Raw. He wins the title on Raw, and Drew McIntyre gets his rematch at Fastlane. Sheamus will cost Drew at Fastlane, beep beep. But Bobby Lashley has been putting some names out into the ether of people who he wants to beat up. And this is where Brock Lesnar comes back.
Ooh.
And we get Bobby versus Brock for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. That's what's going to happen.
For the record, I like that a lot better than what I predicted. For the record, I definitely like that a lot more.
Jim, what did you predict? That it was going to be Bobby Lashley against Shaquille O'Neal, correct?
No, he said that Bobby Lashley was going to be United States champion and that it was going to be him versus Damian Priest in a barn burner.
I'm bummed out. I don't get my dream match. I don't get my dream match at Mania this year.
Scotty, that's a great tweet, by the way. I second Jim's opinion.
And
on
he
that.
has a great question. Who wins it at Mania? Controversial answer here. Bobby Lashley wins at WrestleMania against Brock.
I think it's time to put Bobby over. Sure.
He has been too good for too long. He is on a different level right now. Like that stuff on Monday and that stuff on the bump before Elimination Chamber.
Oh, I missed that.
If they just let Bobby Lashley be like big fight guy and just talk everything up like he's doing MMA, man, he's hidden right now. It's so good.
I'm a Bobby Lashley fan in 2020, 2021. That tells you how good he's hitting. Because a year ago, I was not. A year ago, I couldn't have cared if Bobby Lashley was in WWE or not. I'll be 100% on it.
What was it because you didn't jive with his hormone monster, Leo Rush? Bobby Lashley, he's up here. Check him out. The Almighty. That's me, baby. Yeah.
I think I missed a lot of like the original Bobby Lashley run in WWE.
You were a big Bellator fan, though, right? You watched a lot of Bellator and MMA.
Huge Bellator fan. Right. Huge. But yeah,
you got really hyped for the hair versus hair match too. For sure. Of course. Well, I mean, why wouldn't I? Like, it's the best.
Don't be rude.
But so I couldn't care less. A year ago, I couldn't have cared less. But with the Hurt Business, I mean, it's been probably the best thing in the company. It's just been.
I think you look at the Hurt Business a year ago, and nobody could care about. I mean, Shelton Benjamin wasn't doing anything. Cedric Alexander maybe on main event, floundering in the cruiserweight division. MVP was just kind of a one-off and did a few talkie spots on Raw, and then Bob Lashley was just Bob Lashley. I mean, kudos to them. Even 6 months ago, they were on Raw Underground. It really didn't look like they knew where they were going to go with the Hurt Business. So kudos to the WWE for getting this one right, and all players involved for making these guys look unstoppable.
Yeah.
I like everything of Tim's prediction there, except for the whole Sheamus thing, just because I hate Sheamus so much. And him versus Drew in a match where we get to hear the commentary team talk about like 17 different generic moves that now have Irish and Scottish names to them is going to piss me off to no end.
Or the fact that they're best friends and they grew up together and they are
brothers fight.
Yeah, best friends fight. Brothers fight.
Don't shake hands. Brothers hug.
Yeah, but they fight. You before you hug, you fight sometimes.
I don't know. I never had a brother.
I mean, Ryan and I had a falling out because my ex-girlfriend was a bitch.
Well,
you know.
And what happened?
Well, who won there?
And exactly, and we're friends again. So
yeah, and she's dead.
Sure,
she came between you two.
To us in this conversation, she's dead.
She go.
I just saw her at the supermarket. She's not dead. She's doing really good.
She's not dead, but she is.
I don't think she's actually dead.
She is
dead to us. She's dead to us.
Relevant. She is not relevant. Let's put it that way. Ryan, intern Mark, any thoughts on the WWE Championship?
I love the pay-per-view. Yes, A+.
It's the right answer.
Talking about the Fastlane pay-per-view.
It's the right answer.
What are we talking about? I wasn't.
The WWE Championship.
If you listen to me on Tuesday, I said the same thing about Brocky coming back. You're going to have the two MMA guys. I don't feel like any of the three people currently involved, Miz, and the Irish dude, and Bobby Lashley. I don't think those three in and of themselves make a really compelling main event at WrestleMania that's going to sell tickets. But I feel like Bob Lashley and his fight background and Brocky Lesnar with his fight background is a compelling WrestleMania caliber match.
Do we get a Brock appearance at Fastlane? It's going to be the first Peacock pay-per-view.
Ooh,
could be.
Could happen.
Could be. Intern Mark.
Sign up for the cock, folks.
Yep.
Intern Mark, your thoughts on the WWE Championship and how it's gonna be booked between now over the next 44 days.
I'll tell you what, if Brock is going to come back, I'm all about that. Brock and Mr. Lashley. And other than that, I think that's it. Bobby Lashley. Other than that, I think Miz he brings a lot of eyes to it because Miz is everywhere in E, and as far as that goes, he's bringing a lot of attention as WWE champion. But I don't see him in a WrestleMania main event again. So, I like that idea with Brock and Bobby Lashley. I would like that.
Mark, do you realistically think people are watching Miz and Mrs. and things like on E that aren't watching wrestling already? That will tune in because he's the champion.
Yes.
You know what? My father had watched Miz and Mrs. and he doesn't necessarily watch wrestling with me or wrestling.
But now that the Miz is, so you say, hey, the Miz is champion, Dad, and OG's like, oh, I can't wait to watch Mania.
He's gonna be like, oh, when is that WrestleMania again? Is it 2 nights this year?
Is that what he's gonna say?
That's what he'll say.
Oh, OG.
He said about 2 years ago it was too big to have it on just one night.
You never see it coming.
2 nights. Didn't you guys go to a WrestleMania that year? What time did you get home that night, Mark? Didn't you have to work the next morning? That's what OG.
Go to your room. Go to your room. That got over late.
That was a long night.
That was a long night.
Bad. I don't think I got home till 5:30 in the morning.
Ouch!
But I still went to work.
The worst part is leaving. The worst part was leaving the stadium.
Yeah, and then it started raining, and I almost felt bad for the fuckers waiting for the buses, but I didn't really care.
Well, we could have given.
I right.
I
rode in with Crazy Devin. Is he in the comments? Is Devin with us tonight?
Were you wishing you had a train ride at that point? Or?
I was wishing I was getting wet in the rain. Yeah. He wouldn't stop talking. No, I don't know. He was fine. I like the guy. I really do. I
love you, Devin.
I poke fun at him. I do like Devin.
But like when I went to Mania 29, it was about the same.
It wasn't bad getting in. We got there super early.
Same.
Great getting in. Getting out though, real bad.
That was rough.
People.
It's always easier getting in.
And we took our time. Mark, you got interviewed by the YouTube dudes. I forget who they were.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
What Culture or something like that? You were talking to them.
The UK dudes, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure it was What Culture. Frank the Clown was there. He was a great guy.
Frank the Clown.
Frank the Clown was there. Noel. No, yeah. It was good times.
When
I think
Ryan shit on Frank the Clown for 6 straight years on this podcast. And the minute he sees him, he's like,
"Hey, bud, can I get a picture?"
He's all in.
Can I get your autograph, sir?
Mr. Clown, can I please get your autograph and a picture?
Right here.
Francis, please.
I'm good. Can you write it in Sharpie on my chest so I can get it tattooed tomorrow? Please, Mr. Clown.
What a mark.
What a
I'll
shame.
take it.
When we left there, Noel and Frank were still standing in the rain waiting for a ride into New York City.
They were. I was going to hitch him a ride, but Devin was with me.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we could have given him a ride there waiting for an Uber for quite a while.
You think they'd have got like a Uber Black or something?
You would think.
I was surprised they're
Ryan stiffed them on the $20 for the meet and greet fees.
I did. They couldn't afford it.
I was gonna ask something and it fucking totally slipped my mind.
About Frank the Clown.
No. It was certainly not about Frank the Clown. But let's pause here, gentlemen, and let's go to the break. And when we come back, we'll get to our question of the week, and much more. So stick with us. 3 Count Thursday live.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website, arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? You're listening to NGSC Sports Radio. Hear us live on ngscsports.com, where you can get awesome analysis on all things sports. Or check out our podcasts on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and much more. For our latest videos, subscribe to NGSC Sports YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at NGSC Sports, and like us on Facebook. NGSC Sports. We never stop. Welcome back, 3 Count Thursday live. 3 Count, Facebook.com/3 Count Thursday. Make sure you check out our website, 3countthursday.com. Check out our merchandise. We have 3 great shirts. We have our 3C F&T shirt. We have our belt logo, which you can see on the chair here. And of course, we have the new
I'm a sausage guy. Don't
shirt.
read that. That's ridiculous.
We do, Ryan. It is gear that we have for sale. And I'm letting the people know the gear that we have for sale. That's a fair thing to do.
What's the new
it's
shirt?
On our web, it's on the merchandise at whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver. What's the new shirt again?
It's the it's the
I'm a sausage guy.
Just want to make sure.
Now, I mean, I've heard
But we make that's an A+ pay-per-view shirt for Jim.
I've heard rumors that we're gonna have
I'll take a shot in the mouth.
The shirt as well.
I mean, we should have a grading on the curve scale.
We could do that one.
The big Jim scale, but it's all just tilted
all right,
to one
look,
side.
Guys, I can't. Ryan and I were messaging during the commercial. I can't keep this up. I did not give this show an A-.
Thank God.
The show is. I did give the show a C+. I did bump it because of the Miz. The pay-per-view was not good.
Thank you. And I don't feel so bad.
It was not a good pay-per-view.
It wasn't good.
But we were discussing the fact that you guys are like probably legitimately thinking that I've completely lost my marbles.
Yes.
So
and we discussed at the end of Tuesday's show that I'm just going to agree with the other guys like I normally would because I give in to peer pressure. And Jim, you're just going to
oversell the shit.
Oversell the show, and everybody's going to buy that you're like really selling the show, and it created a great picture of Tim's face.
It was so good. You're welcome.
So I think we did a good job.
It was not a good show.
It was not good.
No, yeah, it was pretty bad for me. For me to give a WWE pay-per-view a C+ is tells you how bad.
That's an That's an AEW 0 right there.
Now when we review Revolution, that starts at a C+ and can only go down. So they don't start at the same spot.
Well, if it starts at a C+, it's already going to go down to like a C because I don't give a shit about exploding barbed wire.
Exploding barbed wire. I'm curious as hell to see how they're going to pull it off.
Yeah, I'm curious to see it, and I hope that we can that I'll be able to see it. But
But you have always been a non-deathmatch guy.
Yeah, I'm not a deathmatch guy.
You've dabbled in the deathmatching.
The ghoulery.
Oh, he's still muted too. I'm sorry.
Wasn't paying attention, but
host didn't do his job.
I do.
No, he did that. That was it. I did my job.
No.
No, I don't think you ever unmuted us coming back from break. I unmuted myself.
Yeah, I unmuted myself too.
My bad.
What?
I got like 7 screens in front of me.
Hey, you're the host. You accepted these responsibilities.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but you are also
wrong, sir. Wrong.
But yes,
the sound effects said so.
I do enjoy a good death match here and there. Fortunately, there's no local companies that I really support anymore that do that, but they could make a comeback. We'll see.
Tim, where do you stand on the death match scene?
No sharps. I'm cool until you start stabbing people in the forehead.
Okay.
So what about like the skewers in the skull? You know,
skewers, tattoo needles, glass. No.
Yeah, it's all non-preferred.
So if you were a worker, Tim,
uh-huh,
you would not take a skewer spot.
No.
I'm just wondering. I feel like I would take skewers long before I took a needle like through my cheek. The needle thing gets me.
Can I do neither?
I think
I was just curious.
I would do skewer before glass because the glass can then like shard off in you more than the skewer probably will.
I would rather. I don't know if I would rather get slammed into tacks than take a skewer to the head.
I don't think tacks would be bad. I've heard they burn going in.
I heard tacks are worse on the removal because it's like one at a time. Like when you go down on it's yeah, I've heard it's not terrible getting slammed on them. It's the removal that sucks.
I will say, and I do shout out H2O because that is a local deathmatch company that I do still support. And when they had their Christmas show, and one of them was a Christmas present full of Legos that people were getting slammed onto and stepping on, then that was.
Ooh, those Legos.
That's like on the level of Home Alone when he's stepping on the glass ornaments. Like,
yeah, that's
we've all been there, stepping on a Lego or something no.
I mean, I've stubbed my toe like on my desk, and my face gets purple with like anger and rage.
That's just because you're up and moving, right?
Is that? Oh, okay. That's the blood pressure.
Yeah,
got it. But I mean, I couldn't do it. Power to them, absolutely. I just wasn't sure where. Mark, have you been to like a death show, indie shows?
I don't think so. I can't recall. Maybe a match here and there, but it wasn't a full show, and I don't remember.
It was maybe CCW, probably the hardcorest locally that you've got.
Yeah, that would probably be accurate. CCW.
Like, here's the deal. Like if I went to an H2O show or anything like that, and there was a death match on the show, I'm not going to leave the show because there's a death match. But like I'll never.
But you're not going to an entire death match show, like a tournament, like a
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not definitely not going to Tournament of Death for multiple reasons. But yeah,
I mean, I used to watch TOD annually, and Cage of Death. I think they're fun, like to watch, but I didn't watch them like on a monthly basis. I watched like the 2 or 3 major shows that they had because that was enough then for me. I don't need to see it monthly and get that. But I understand like why people do. I mean, you talk to anyone that does the deathmatch wrestling, they tell you it's kind of like a bigger thrill. I mean, we saw Janela go through plywood, barbed wires, light tubes. It was
Jim.
I'm kidding.
You were real quick on that who too.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You act like he's never mind. I won't even say it. No. But I honestly I get why they're going here. We saw them wasn't it? Maybe it wasn't. Let me think here. There was a glass spot before with Moxley, wasn't there? Was that Moxley and Omega?
Paradigm shift into the glass table.
Was that a glass? Was that those two?
Yep.
So, like, you've already incorporated some glass in the feud. I get it. Go there. That's fine.
And they did the suplex into the razor wire.
Okay. That's right. I mean, we saw Onita come over in CZW and they did some exploding stuff. on an indie scene, so they should be able to do it well enough. I hope it's not big and computerized like you saw with what the hell was that MTV show?
Wrestling Society X.
Right. Like
Hey,
that.
Ryan,
That
you're
seems
like a
really.
mark for Wrestling
I know.
Society X.
I totally drew a blank on it. I moved my DVDs from behind me, some of them, so I don't have it there
you got
anymore.
a poster back there.
I did. I got a poster. It's from a movie. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
It's that. It's that.
Oh, you have a sound clip. I didn't know you had a sound drop.
It's the dancing movie Ready to Rumba.
Ready to Rumba.
Do you have the Can I Have a Butterfinger 2?
I don't know. I should get that one, but I have this one too.
Wrestling's not right.
Solid.
All right, let's this is actually a question that you brought, Ryan. The 3 count question of the week.
Oh, I did not do any. I don't have nothing planned for this.
Well, too bad. It's because it's the question of the week. It was posted on Tuesday. I even alerted you earlier today in our group text. But when we were talking, I think it was when we were doing the NXT review last week, that you had kind of brought up this idea of, we've seen like the forbidden door between AEW and Impact and AEW and New Japan. And so what if the forbidden door between the WWE and AEW were to open and we were to get cross-promotional matches between AEW and the WWE? What's a match or some matches that you would like to see between superstars of the two brands?
Go first.
Me?
Yup.
I have a feeling he's going to say Kevin Owens.
Nope.
And Chris Jericho.
Nope. Seth Rollins, Sting.
Not Sting.
Sting. No.
Rollins is going to kill him.
Because I've never seen that before. No.
Solid.
One of the matches that I have written down here, of course, would be a great matchup between Myro and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Adam Cole, Bebe, and Lana. What a dream match, that mixed tag match that would be.
From the creators of Damian Priest versus Bobby Lashley comes the tag team dream match of Miro and Dr. Britt Baker versus Lana and Adam Cole.
But
God bless, you are killing me, Smalls. A- Jones over here coming through.
Honestly, you telling me that, just hearing that gave me fucking chills. Like head to toe chills.
The sad part is, though, that tag matchup actually better than the angle that Miro is still in, by the way.
I don't believe so.
But no, the match I have written down for real would be the Hangman Adam Page versus AJ Styles. Those are just two names that I thought would work really well together. Does anybody want to go next?
I have written down 4.
Ooh,
because I
Mr.
did my
I'm
homework.
Not prepared.
I know, how exciting. I will give one of my 4 because I don't know if it's ever happened on the indies. I would like to see Isaiah Swerve Scott wrestle any of the Private Party.
Ooh, okay.
I think in a different life, I think maybe Shane Strickland might have faced one of them in a different life. I'm not sure.
Perhaps.
In a life we're not a fan of talking about? Is that a life?
No, I don't think so.
It's a pre-WWE life, Jim.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to put it nicely.
So like I said.
Back when Swerve Scott was Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
Shane Strickland.
When he used to have the Michael Jackson intro.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Oh, the Jackson 5, that's right.
Forgot about that.
Yeah,
Former
the Jackson
guest,
5,
right?
yeah.
Former guest of the show.
Yeah, that's correct. Also correct. Yeah. Who wants to go next?
Well, Ryan has 3 more, I thought.
He wanted to just do one at first.
I'll blow them all. It doesn't matter. MJF versus The Miz. I think that would be fun.
Ryan, that'd be a good shirt.
That would be.
I'll blow them all. It doesn't matter.
I'd love the promos leading up to
Fucking
that.
Mark, you son of a bitch. I hate everything I say on this show. I usually don't get angry at you, Mark. Why would you start tonight?
I know. I couldn't let it go. I'm sorry.
Why would you start tonight? I'm assuming these guys have wrestled somewhere. The Young Bucks versus MSK. I think that'd be a fun show there on the NXT. And while we're there, let's have the Grizzled Young Vets wrestle FTR.
There you go. I like that. Like that. Who wants to go next?
I will.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with kind of an easy answer, but when you think, I think dream matches. I'm gonna go Seth Rollins versus Kenny Omega.
Okay, I think that'd be a real good one.
If I had to give another one, I want to find an opponent for. I want to use Hangman, and I want to use Cesaro, but I don't think those two go together.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
I don't think those two go together. So I'm going to switch it. I'm going to do Seth Rollins versus Hangman Adam Page, and I'll do Cesaro versus Kenny Omega.
I like that. I like that. How about you, intern Mark?
I like the Hangman and Johnny Gargano. How about that?
Okay.
And I was thinking R-Truth and Orange Cassidy.
Oh man, that would be so good.
That would be a hoot. That's a good one,
That
Mark.
would be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I was thinking Thunder Rosa and Asuka.
Oh.
Wow.
Yes, I didn't even think about her because technically I don't think she's all elite yet.
Yeah, I think she's more.
She's rather
more
elite.
Impact.
But because I was trying to think of a woman's match, but and I'm not trying to just go back to the shit on AEW's women's division. Well, but
here we go.
But like I don't see who would be a great match from the AEW women's division to somebody WWE women's division. I feel like the balance between the two isn't.
There's Nyla Rose and Nia Jax.
Ryan's favorite match.
Matt,
it would work.
Who would you have in a cross promotional match?
I mean, when Mark said Gargano, I wanted to see Gargano versus Cody. I think that would be fun.
That would be good.
Street Profits versus Private Party, I think would be pretty fun. Or Young Bucks versus the Street Profits, and also a fun match. And if we are going like the women's match route, you could put Britt Baker feasibly against a number of people on your women's roster and probably get a solid match out of her. Not a great one, but a solid one. Maybe like a returning Becky Lynch.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think they'd match up okay.
Sorry, checking a text message. Looking at some of the comments here, Lee has Lance Archer versus Dominic Dijakovic. Who is Dominic Dijakovic? I don't know who that is.
He's T-Rex.
T-Rex. Okay, got it.
With the little arms.
T-Rex. He's T-Pain.
T-Pain.
Devin has Triple H versus Cody.
But honestly, that match would be fire.
It would be. I mean, it would be.
Just the entrances alone would be fire.
Sure would be.
Because Cody would use all of the fire.
Right.
Cody be like, WrestleMania what?
I just wrote one down because there's an up and coming talent that AEW just signed. Paul White. You guys may have heard of him. I think Randy Orton could work really well with him. It's a match. I'm sure
like
we
that.
haven't.
Paul White and Samoa Joe on commentary. I feel like Undisputed Era versus some collection of the Bullet Club would be fine. I mean, you could probably have like a Bullet Club light still too with people in WWE at this point. And have
I mean, you have Styles, Cole, Balor. Is there anybody else? Is there anybody other Bullet Club? I don't think there's any other Bullet, but the three of them.
Ooh, I'm curious.
I don't think there's.
I mean, those were like the three big leaders, correct?
Adam Cole was Bullet Club.
Yeah, Cole, Balor, Styles.
Right, Cole, Balor, Styles.
I'm gonna
think
look.
there was anybody else?
I'm very curious.
I mean, if you could find one more, then you could do the Good Brothers and the Bucks with the Impact AEW tie over.
Yeah.
And have a 4-on-4 just big match.
Like, and I know
who was on commentary saying the hand thing that 1 week?
Oh, Jericho.
The hand symbol.
Doing the hand thing. It's like, shut up, you fucking jackass.
Shut your ass.
All right. So in the spirit of this, you have to go around one more time and pick an opponent for Jericho.
Oh God. There's just are we allowed to do repeaters from the guys he's faced before?
No, has to be someone new.
Jesus. Mojo Rawley. And that's my final answer.
Now, Jim, you want to see Jericho take the 24/7 title from Bad Bunny.
I mean, sure, why the hell not?
Ozzy and Bad Bunny.
There's a collaboration that would ensure my trip to the funny farm. So okay, now do we think that this forbidden door is ever actually open? Do we think that these
never?
I think the NXT door opens, but not the WWE door.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I don't.
Isn't that the same door?
It is, but it's not.
Right. Lisa's Goldberg versus Jericho.
That'll put some butts in seats.
I mean,
I'm very curious. I'm trying to think of somebody on
would subscribe to Peacock that day.
That'd be one of the few times I'm actually going to cheer for Goldberg, though.
What about the Hurt Business versus the Inner Circle?
Ooh.
Yeah, well, you're talking. I like
MVP, Bobby Lashley, and the tag champs against Proud and Powerful Jake Hager and Chris Jericho.
All right.
We'll leave MJF and Wardlow out.
Well, MJF's already facing the Miz. And
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And Wardlow's, I don't know, whacking off in the corner. But yeah, no, I that would be fun. I'd be totally fine with that.
Oh my God.
I'm
what's that?
So I'm on the WWE website scrolling through the roster.
Oh Lord.
And I swear to you, if you go to the superstar page and you scroll down until you get to about the near the end of the alphabet, the roster goes Tyler Bate, Tyler Breeze, Tyson T-Bone, The Undertaker, Vacant, Vanessa Bourne.
Right, I'm checking this. Well, Gronk's still listed there. I think he's not a roster member anymore. Vacant is listed. What the? Yeah,
I hate that.
Yep. Tyson T. Who the hell's Tyson T-Bone? Is that NXT UK?
Yeah.
Because I certainly.
Who the hell is this?
Yeah, Bate.
And a WWE guy. Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's shocking, isn't it? Undertaker, Vacant, Vanessa Bourne, Velveteen Dream, Wade Barrett. Yeah.
I'm trying to get a picture of it up on the stream really quick.
My God. Yep. Vacant is surely listed. Wow, there's a lot of people I didn't even. I mean, I don't watch NXT. You have Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, you have AEW, you have Impact, Ring of Honor sprinkled in there, MLW, you have New Japan stuff. Like there's so much content, new content now, that it's like what exactly is or isn't must see? Is any of it must see? But the other part of the question and the thought I had, like, was anything, and I think you and I were talking about this off air before one of our Tuesday shows, Ryan, has anything ever been must see? Like, we go back to like when, and maybe it's just depending where you're at in your life, because like when Raw and the Monday Night Wars and that sort of stuff, it felt like it was must see. However, we were in a time in our life where we were in junior high, we were in high school, and like you watched Raw on Monday, you went and you talked to your friends about it the next day, and if you missed it, you were going to look like the goober that didn't watch wrestling the night before. So like, and at that point in our life, we didn't have a whole lot else going on, where now we have, we have jobs, we have kids, we have families, we have other, we have other things we have to get to. Like sometimes it's tax season. Sometimes, our football team's playing Monday Night Football. Sometimes, a friend from work wants to go out and get drinks. Like there's just other things that we do. So like, is wrestling only, was it ever actually must see, or was it just a period of time where that was kind of the most important thing that we had going for us? So does anybody want to give thoughts to this to kick us off?
I guess
Jim, I'll give.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Tim.
I guess it depends on like the definition of must see. Like, to me, there's even like few things that are must see. Like, I would say the Super Bowl, for the most part, is must see, because it's even people who don't watch football will watch the Super Bowl. So, but for us, like, what's must see for wrestling fans? That's tough. It's a real tough question.
Yeah.
I would say the only thing that for me is must see is the Royal Rumble.
I mean, for me, I watch all of the pay-per-views, but like, I feel like at least Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, I would consider like must see. I've made sure that I've seen All In / All Out every year. I watch every pay-per-view, but there's been some, and like I watch all the takeovers, but there's been some at times that I've missed live to air, especially takeovers, but I've missed some pay-per-views from time to time, and I catch up on them, so I watch them. But like, there was a point where we were doing this show where it's like, okay, well, I gotta watch Raw, gotta watch SmackDown, gotta watch NXT, and then like when AEW got in the mix, it's like, all right, well, I gotta watch that, and it just kind of became,
and really all you had to do was go to fast food joints, and you'd have been able to bullshit yourself through the 2-hour show here. That's all you need.
But I don't really see any show as must see. I mean, there's been times over the past month and a half where I've gone multiple weeks without seeing any of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, or AEW. I know, it's surprising, isn't it? Because it really isn't. I mean, even if you only tune in for the pay-per-views, they're going to tell you what you need to know going into each match. So it's like, I've used it as a distraction during this last year, but I don't necessarily think that it's must see every week.
I mean, especially not in the time of DVR and, with it being on YouTube, Hulu, where you can just catch the highlights of it. I mean, that makes it a lot easier to just catch up on Raw, SmackDown. So there's not really many nights where I'm like, oh, I have to watch Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Like you said, even with some of the pay-per-views, I watch them all, but if something else bigger happened to be on, and that's hasn't been the case, I think the only things that come on Sundays that I absolutely have to watch otherwise would be the Super Bowl and the Oscars. And I don't think it's ever been an issue where those things are going on at the same time, and it's probably scheduled as such. But I mean, aside from Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, if I don't see Elimination Chamber and I have to catch it the next day, I'm not disappointed like I was. I mean, I remember taping Raw just in case my mom was like, "Go to bed at 10 o'clock," so I could watch the last hour before breakfast the next day before school. So I mean, those days are long gone, I think.
I can remember a full on like meltdown I had when like in high school, like in the ninth grade, something like that. Like my parents had a meeting at like church. Maybe it was in junior high. It was like my parents had a meeting at church or something on a Monday night, and I missed like the first 20 minutes of Raw, and I remember being so pissed that I had missed the, because like if you're gonna catch parts of Monday Night Raw, you need to catch the opening segment and the closing segment. And I freaking missed the damn thing. Of course they ran it back on replay. But like I just remember, like to this day, I can remember being so pissed at my parents when I'm sure the meeting went late and they had no control over it because we know how meetings go. But like I remember being so pissed as a kid. Like, why the hell? It's Monday night. I want to be in front of my TV at 8 o'clock. And I just remember, but it's certainly not like that anymore.
No, I think Matt hit the nail on the head with streaming services. Even the idea of, do I have to go back and watch the beginning of Raw? Well, you might as well, because you probably have it DVR'd, and then you just skip through the first two sets of commercials and you're back live if you were actually concerned about what happened. So there's not even a question anymore. Like, Raw just records every week. Do I watch it every week? Parts of it, probably. I don't think I've caught a whole Raw in a while, where like on a Monday night, I'm like, I need to sit down now and watch it. Even if I miss the whole show, I can always hop on Twitter and see the big spots that, oh, something happened with Alexa Bliss. I need to seek that out. So maybe there's must-see segments, but I don't believe there's must-see shows anymore. And we talked about things like the Super Bowl and the Oscars. If you look back, even in the Monday Night Wars, I think the highest rated segment was like a 6.9, which isn't even that big of a rating compared to things like the Super Bowl and the Oscars. So by that definition, it probably never was must see. You said if you don't want to be the guy at the water cooler who doesn't know what he's talking about, you should check it out. But that doesn't make it must see. It makes it situationally must see, but that's all it ever was.
Yeah, and WWE does a tremendous job. AEW has gotten a little bit better with it, but like they're within hours of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and the clips are up on YouTube. So like if you miss the show, you can catch those clips, you can catch those recaps. Like I think they still do the This Week in WWE on the network. So like you can watch that for an hour and it'll tell you the biggest things from the week. A lot of times, like on Wednesday nights, if I watch Dynamite, I also watch the Chicago shows on Wednesday night. So if I watch one of the wrestling shows on Wednesday, I'll watch the other one the next day. And typically I watch AEW from my DVR because finding that on demand is a pain in the dick. But like NXT goes on Hulu the next morning, and I know it's an hour. There's things that get cut down and cut out, but I get the general gist of what the show needs to tell me. And I've done that with SmackDown too.
I also feel that the network, and you had brought the network up for like the week in demand, has really spoiled us in pay-per-views that we probably weren't going to be ordering month in and month out. So I feel like we've inflated the need to watch pay-per-views, but that does not make them must see.
Right. True. even so, like the WWE account will tweet out, you know, the ending of the match. It'll be a minute long video.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And if that piques your interest, check it out.
Yeah.
If you're okay just knowing the result, a lot of times I don't faithfully watch Impact Wrestling, but I can tell you like champions from time to time, and that always catches my interest. Ooh, new champion. Ooh, this. So yeah, and then you seek it out, or you watch it on the Twitch or wherever they're broadcasting from anymore. Oprah's network?
What the hell is even that?
But Mark, what do you think? Has it ever been must see?
It has been must see.
Okay.
Back when they had Hogan join the Outsiders on WCW and form the NWO, then you started to see Ted DiBiase and the 1-2-3 Kid come over. That was must see. Back when Austin McMahon started, when Austin stunned McMahon each week, that was must see. But yeah, with the all the streaming services and social media, it's definitely not, and it's never going to be what it used to be. As far as shows, like my casual wrestling fan friends, they would ask for to watch WrestleMania or Royal Rumble, but the other pay-per-views almost never. They really don't care about the Survivor Series or Great Balls of Fire or any of these other ones. But it was always Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. But I don't know that they're must see anymore. But they would be closer to the top.
Yeah, I mean pre WWE Network, friends and I would get Royal Rumble. We would get together for WrestleMania. We'd get together for SummerSlam, and pretty much for everything else, I would be, finding an illegal stream. If I really wanted to try to see, Backlash or something like that, then
Yeah, now he didn't literally rake it. He raked my back.
But I didn't pay to see No Way Out. I didn't pay to see Clash of Champions. I didn't pay to see Extreme Rules. But like, since the network, I watch every pay-per-view. It's just, it has absolutely changed how we view things. Like, and if the network's ever to go away, and I don't think it ever will, especially when you're getting a $5 billion check from NBC Universal, I wouldn't buy a monthly pay-per-view ever again. Like, I just wouldn't. Like, I struggle to pay, and like, again, spoiled, 100% spoiled with $9.99 a month, soon to be $4.99 a month. Actually, for me, soon to be free, because I get Peacock with my Xfinity cable subscription. So, but like, when AEW charges $40 for a pay-per-view, I go, is anybody else getting this? Because I know two people can share the login for Fight TV or whatever, and we'll split it. Like, I won't spend $40 for a pay-per-view. I just won't.
Cheaps.
And you could probably get it with a super box.
Mark, you can't.
Mark, you
can't talk about this.
You're gonna get us shut down, Mark.
Now, Mark, as the elder statesman of 3 Count Thursday, would you have ever considered Saturday Night Main Event as a must-see program?
Oh my
I was looking that up.
Yeah.
The highest rating show was 11.6, and that was the Battle Royal that had Hogan and Andre in the Battle Royal leading into WrestleMania 3 at that time. And again, I was what, 87? I was 4 years old, so I don't remember this. I don't remember what happened last week, so that's irrelevant. But was that must see at the time? Like, even outside of wrestling, was that big enough to? 11.6 seems like a really high rating.
Yeah, that was a huge deal. So back then, you had wrestling was on Saturday morning, and then there'd be a show Sunday morning or Sunday at noon. And if you watched NWA, then you had it on the Superstation 605 on Saturday. So have a wrestling show and some local shows that UWF used to come on Saturday nights locally. The Universal Wrestling Federation, when that was the thing, Mid-South. But I remember at school, like even the kids that didn't like necessarily watch wrestling, Monday at school, everybody, all the boys would be talking about Saturday night's main event. And then there's people like, wait a minute, I didn't think they were wrestling fans. But yeah, that was a huge deal. It was always something to look forward to.
And times were much simpler back there in '87.
Oh man, were they ever? It was very simple. That was they were really good. Randy Savage was all over that, and of course Hogan and Ricky Steamboat and the Honky Tonk Man. Yeah, they were, and the good matches were always on. The really good ones were the first and second matches, and then by the end it was because people were falling asleep by one.
Right. It was the Saturday Night Live booking where you put your best sketches at the start, and then after Weekend Update you can go to bed.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much it too. You'd have like Coco Beware against Sergeant Slaughter closing the show, or Nikolai Volkov taking on Jim Duggan or something to close it.
All right, let's go to the news and rumors, and then we're gonna get out of here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and having patience with us. We had the late start tonight. But AEW women's #1 contender tournament update. Nyla Rose advanced to the U.S. finals with a win over Dr. Britt Baker last night. We'll meet the winner of Riho versus Thunder Rosa, which is scheduled to take place this Sunday on Bleacher Report. Now, that's not BR Live, right? This is just the regular old Bleacher Report app.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they'll air it on Bleacher Report, the pre-show or the buy-in. The buy-in will be on Bleacher Report, and then the Revolution pay-per-view.
But see, this week isn't the pay-per-view though. This is this Sunday, but this is this just three. I think they're airing like 3 matches this Sunday, on Bleacher Report.
Cool.
The Japanese the Japan finals, Yuka Sakazaki versus Ryo Mizunami, also taking place this Sunday, and I think there's a 6-woman tag match this Sunday on Bleacher Report as well. The winner of the tournament will face AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida at Revolution on March 7th.
Sheeter.
I don't know when the U.S. final is going to be. I would assume maybe next week on Dynamite.
I was just looking at the tournament card.
But I was trying to look up to see when the U.S. final will be with Nyla Rose and the winner of Riho versus Thunder Rosa. Do you guys have any predictions on who you think will or should win the tournament? I'd like to see Thunder Rosa personally.
Yes, agree.
Yeah, I like Thunder Rosa. She's a nice woman.
Very nice.
Former guest of the show.
Also true.
Yeah, probably Thunder Rosa.
Ryan?
Yes, I thought shaking my head was enough.
Okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't sure.
So sorry.
So
okay.
The quarterfinals, Thunder Rosa versus Rio, is going to be on Bleacher Report on the 28th.
Okay.
Same thing with Yuka and Rio. Or Ryo.
Ryu.
Ryo. And then March 1st is the
U.S. final?
U.S. semifinal. And
on
then
Monday, right?
And then on Dynamite, it's the both. So whoever wins in Japan, probably Yuka Sakazaki.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I assume I would assume that the Japanese matches have already been taped because by rules and standards of quarantining, they would need 2 weeks to quarantine or 10 days to quarantine. So I'd assume those matches are taped ahead of time. But we will stay up to date on that. Obviously, we'll have our Revolution predictions next week. This is the news that came across yesterday on AEW.com. As 2021 shapes up to be the AEW's year for AEW's biggest show yet, today the promotion announced that wrestling legend Paul White signed a long-term deal, adding yet another universally regarded name to AEW's roster of stars, legends, and upcoming talent. White will have an extensive role within AEW, and on top of his return to the ring, will serve as commentator for AEW's newest show, AEW Dark Elevation. We found out last night that the commentary team will be he and Tony Schiavone. Details about Elevation. It'll air Mondays at 7 p.m. on AEW's YouTube channel. Will showcase AEW's established and rising stars, as well as the top independent wrestlers within the industry, competing against each other in the ring in pursuit of wins. AEW Dark Elevation will also maintain continuity with AEW Dynamite, AEW Dark, AEW pay-per-view shows, and streaming events, with wins and losses factoring in to each other's wrestlers' ranking in the company.
Jesus, that was the whole press release?
That was the press release.
So I have
like 4 paragraphs off of that.
I have a big question.
Sure.
W. Paul White, period.
Yeah. AEW Dark last week was 17 matches.
Good God.
So is Dark staying the same size, and you're
Probably.
also doing Dark Elevation?
There's no way they can do that. Cut
And
that
there's
shit in half.
there's still another hour-long programming on Warner Media somewhere coming down the line. Like a third hour of TV is still coming. Tony Khan.
And I still have to watch Being the Elite to understand what's actually happening, correct?
No, not real, not anymore. BTE is rather fun, especially if you like the Dark Order stuff. Dark Order's really funny. Like, that whole stuff is great.
Yep.
The love connection between Johnny Hungy and Adam Page is very palpable.
Yeah, it was more of a hypothetical, but thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Just fun.
Well,
Tim, I love
sometimes,
you.
sometimes you like to be told things when you ask questions, and other times you want to be given a question.
I want to be given the answers.
Well, I was giving it to you, and then you called me out on
That
it.
wasn't
so
the
suck
question.
my back.
Rake your back.
Didn't really rake it.
He raked my back. Yeah, no, he didn't literally rake it.
Do we still have that episode? I'd love to know what prompted him to ever say that.
Who fucking knows? We asked him one question. We talked for 96 minutes.
Dude,
That's not wrong.
Again, love the guy. Absolutely love Red Scorpion.
Love him.
But yeah, I remember, because that's when we would start with an interview, and that would usually go
Who
anywhere.
trained you?
We would go half an hour, 45 minutes, and then we would cover whatever we wanted to cover in the other part of the show. And we got like 2 questions in, and I'm looking at Ryan going, we're going to be here a very long time.
It was compelling, though. He told great stories.
It was a great interview. Absolutely love it. But it was the first time.
He's very popular, you know.
It was the first time that on the fly we really were editing the questions and everything that as
we were pretty professional. A pretty big deal.
We were a big deal. Audio quality, I'm sure Tim just dropped the link. I'm sure the audio quality on that show is just absolutely fantastic as well.
That interview was almost 6 years ago.
Jesus.
Wow.
August 13, 2015.
Wow.
Like, we had probably a list of 10, 12 questions. I looked over at Ryan and I went, I'm cutting out 4 through 10. Just drop them.
I think we got to how did you get interested in wrestling? And then question 2 was, do you have anything that you want to plug before we let you
go? It was but yeah,
he guided us, that's for sure.
Absolutely did. Love the guy. I miss seeing it.
I'm still looking at the 3 Count Thursday page. You can catch any and all episodes of 3 Count Thursday live from the archives on the site as well. But the Red Scorpion interview is sandwiched between Chelsea Green of Tough Enough on April 9th and Georgia Piscina of Tough Enough.
Oh, Gigi, yeah.
Gigi.
We went
in,
down on some Tough Enough.
But like that is a rose between two thorns if I've ever seen it.
Right.
We knocked out a bunch of Tough Enough people. I don't know how that ever happened, but they got booted from USA, and then they were on our show.
Tough Enough was.
I think that was Matt's digging. Matt did the work.
Well, Jim got Daria first, and then I got Chelsea and Gigi, and I think those were the only three. No, Patrick.
Yeah, redacted.
Redacted was on the show before.
But yeah, because I think what Tough Enough aired on Tuesdays, and so it was really like Wednesday morning till people were really like finding out the results, and I remember like tweeting at Daria, of course, now Sonya Deville, like, hey, we got this show, we're live on Thursday night, do you want to talk about your experience on the show? And she was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, oh shit, I did not expect a yes to that question. Okay, now we have to do this, because I think because she was the first.
Isn't it wild when we're so used to rejection to get a yes? It's like, what?
It's like, do you want to do this?
You know what? Never mind. I fucked up. I don't want to talk to you. Never mind. My bad.
I just didn't hear an answer back. But yeah, definitely. I saw. So I saw in my Facebook memories today. This was like the 5-year anniversary of when we talked to Dab Savage. Another classic interview. And you know what? Speaking of the vault and the archives, you can find it on our website. If you go to like recent episodes and you scroll all the way down, there's a link there, and it takes you to all of them, because there's some that are on that page that don't end up in our podcast feed because we've changed hosts, podcast hosts a few times, so some episodes didn't like cross over. But there's a guy on Twitter, and I God, damn it, I wish I could remember his fucking name because I feel like an asshole. But he was tweeting at us a couple weeks ago, and he asked, "Is there any way to find the archives without going way back on the website?" Because he is actively going back. He found us on Twitter like relatively.
Oh, wasn't his name Zach?
I think it might be Zach. And he is going all the way back. The whole way through our archive, and is working the whole way through our shows. So
well, that's him.
What a super fan.
Like it fucking blew my mind. I was like, that is so fucking cool. That somebody like found us and not only is listening every week, but is going all the way back to the beginning. And
there was an episode with the guy that did the ring announcing for Excellence Professional Wrestling. That's a really good episode.
Yeah.
No, the promotion doesn't.
The guy
still does.
Jim was also able to get us an interview with a referee from MLW too.
I remember that.
Oh my.
That happened.
Second, there was so what happened was
was our first one redacted as well, correct?
No, our so here's what happened. Like the 3 Count Thursday started when I was doing the Blog Talk Radio Tuesday timeouts. Matt and I were just talking about this before we even hit record on the pre-show post-show. But I was doing the Blog Talk Radio Big Jim sports stuff, and then we were starting to we would cover the Big Four, and then I noticed that like we were getting a lot of hits on the wrestling stuff, so that's why we started doing 3 Count Thursday. But when we actually, I think it was when we ended up with, was it the Sports Chronicles Radio Network or is it NGSC? I can't remember because obviously it's been 6+ years. But I there was a point where I only only on that feed it was only the interviews that got posted, because I hadn't saved all the episodes from the beginning. So like when you go back in the archive, it starts at the Daria interview, which was like our first interview, which is still fucking baffling to think about as well.
We peaked way too early.
We absolutely did.
Was she before Del Wilkes?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go through like the first dozen.
I'm saying let's go back. Let's hear.
Wasn't
some
our
of the-
first one a star?
No.
He was a product.
It was. I'm sure it was. A product that I don't think we
big
reposted.
time redacted. That's
yeah,
right.
that one got redacted.
That was
real
our
quick.
very first interview.
Yeah, that
so our
feel
first
like that was
interview
correct.
with Daria. Yes.
So Sonya Deville, Hybrid Sean Carr, Andy Weinberg,
Hi, Sean.
Del Welks, Chelsea Green, Red Scorpion, Gigi, Kimberly, Mary Elizabeth Monroe, Gene Snitsky, SoCal Val, Les Thatcher, Allie Parker, me, Jeff Jarrett.
Tim Taylor setting us up for the big double J.
About that.
Double T. TIMMYTALOR. That's me, Timmy Taylor.
Can we please make a cowboy hat with the TT instead of the JJ as our next T-shirt logo, please?
Sure. You got us primed and ready.
I get you. I set the table for double.
And that Gigi episode was huge.
It was.
Like
That
she
thing
never pursued wrestling, but she's like a legit model and
sure is
doing a whole lot. Looking a lot better than any of us.
We have people from like, India and stuff tuning in to listen to our episode with Tough Gigi.
Yeah, because I think that was one we had to air live at like it was like 2 p.m. or something because of the time difference to Australia.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. But again, I think like I said, right. I think you're right. I think it's Zach. Kudos to Zach for digging back through. But that's why we've been around for 7 years, but our archive only goes back about 6 or so. So there's about a year of lost episodes out there.
I don't remember GG at all, but I'm glad I looked up GG right now.
Yeah,
man.
Georgia Pashina or whatever
Pashina,
her name is. You're not gonna be sorry if you're following her on Instagram. That's for sure.
She sounded Australian. She was fun to listen to.
Yeah, she's from Gold Coast, Australia.
Beautiful this time of year.
It is actually.
Yeah, it's like summertime down there.
It's summer right now.
Inspiration for our Instagram page too, as well, because we started like featuring who we were going to have on the show.
Right.
That's right. That's correct.
All right,
Back to the big show. I wouldn't have been shocked if he showed up on SmackDown this week and wrestled. I'd have been like, yep, that's right. So for him to show up to AEW was a bit of a surprise. I'm not going to lie. Not a good surprise, but a surprise.
I to coin a phrase, didn't see it coming for sure. Good on AEW. I think it's a great signing for their
we were having fun.
What?
Jim.
Did you not see his scowl of disdain when you said didn't see it coming? He was just like, you said a bad
word. We were having a good time looking back, reminiscing, and you had to go and you muffed it all up.
I fudged up.
Makes you feel any better. Louis G. Rich was after Jeff Jarrett.
He's the wrestler of the millennium.
He is.
We're the podcast in the millennium.
But let's finish off the news here. New Performance Center class, the largest class of recruits in Performance Center history. The group also includes the most female recruits of any class at 10, probably most notably in the class, Taya Valkyrie. I think that's probably your biggest name. Some of the others, obviously, L.A. Knight, Eli Drake. We already talked about him a week ago. Bronson Ricksteiner, of course, the son of former WCW and WWE Tag Team Champion Rick Steiner. We talked about Parker Boudreaux, Anthony Henry, former guest of the show, also part of the class. But we posted the link with the full list of the class there on what was it? What would have been Tuesday that I came. It was the same day as Paul White to AEW. Funny how those announcements ended up on the same day. This Sunday during this Monday during Monday Night Raw, a vignette aired that announced former NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley will be debuting on Raw soon.
And she's buried.
Whoops.
She's already pregnant with Ric Flair's kid.
And then finally, during Sunday's Elimination Chamber broadcast, WWE advertised that next month's Fastlane pay-per-view will be available on both the WWE Network and Peacock. While the Sunday, March 21st event was said to be the first on Peacock exclusively, it is now going to be on both. The WWE WrestleMania has been announced as exclusively on Peacock, so the transition maybe not quite as close as they wanted it to be, but so you can watch them on either platform as you wish.
Have we heard what we have to do? I don't like change, Jim. You know this. My anxiety is through the roof about this already. I put in to cancel my network subscription.
So you gave me the heads up because
the subscription stops on the 13th. Okay. And the launch is like the 15th or the 18th. So it's going to be a 5-day period that I don't watch the WWE, and I'll be fine. I'll be totally fine.
See, what I think will probably end up happening is...
But I'm going to screw this up. I know I'm going to screw something up, and it's not going to be good, and I can't deal with it.
I don't think you're going to have to... I don't think they're going to have you manually cancel your subscription.
I've already screwed this up.
It's okay, Ryan. They haven't released
information
yet.
I can't handle this. I don't know what to do.
They haven't released information yet. But like, what? I mean, realistically,
sign back up now?
No.
If I were you, if anything, sign up for Peacock.
Yeah, I would just sign up for Peacock right now.
It's $5.99.
All right, I'll do it right now.
Sign up for Peacock. And you'll be
He's gone.
He signed up for Peacock.
We did tell him right now.
We did.
But no information has been released as of yet.
Okay, good to know.
For the
you didn't really cancel your subscription, did you?
I for sure did.
Here's the
deal. It's a 5-day window. I thought it was done. Once Peacock launches, I thought the network was done. And I'm not about to pay $10 for 5 days of the network when I'm probably not going to watch it those 5 days anyway.
It's apparently on the Peacock. Devin said he's going to send me the info.
Can you trust it from Devin, though? I can't even. Oh, my God.
But he said it's on the Peacock website, so it's not actually him, Ryan.
Okay.
Come on, Devin, I'm waiting. Hurry up.
The people
Welcome WWE Network. Start streaming March 18th on Peacock Premium.
There we go.
That's the date. March 18. Every live event, original series, in-ring shows, and classic favorites from the vault, and much more.
I wasn't looking to spend $9.99 and then an additional whole $4.99.
So here's the answer to your question. There's an FAQ section at the bottom of PeacockTV.com.
I should have looked.
If I'm already a WWE subscriber, what should I do? Starting in April, Peacock will be the exclusive live streaming home of the WWE Network. Until then, you can keep watching directly from the WWE Network as long as you have an active subscription. You can also create a Peacock account to stream the network. It doesn't say anything about the effing. It doesn't say anything about the accounts coming over.
So you probably will have to cancel and just subscribe.
I think what will probably happen is you will keep your WWE subscription until you create your Peacock account, and when you create your Peacock account, it will automatically cancel your WWE
That's
Network
wild, because I feel like there's a lot of people that can say, all right, I don't use this enough, it's not worth it for me to now create a new account, without having an instant cut over for NBC.
See, my thing, though, is that you're getting so much more stuff on Peacock.
You're getting The Office. It's not that much more.
It actually is a ton more, Ryan.
It's a lot more.
There's a ton of shit on Peacock.
You should definitely check it out.
Movies,
it's only $5, folks.
Yeah.
Movies, TV shows, you have the entire series of Unsolved Mysteries with that creepy guy.
Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm curious.
I'm signing up right now.
And he's gone again.
Oh, Ryan doesn't want Peacock. I just checked. Not another teen movies. Not on Peacock.
Oh, damn it!
So
I'm back that quick. Canceled the subscription already.
But like, what it might happen the way that because like CBS All Access is turning into Paramount Plus, and like if you have CBS All Access, it'll just become your login for Paramount Plus. I would hope that within the US, like that would happen, like your WWE log. But I'm sure they got to release that information.
I think the difference between that is it's literally they're just revamping the original platform. It's kind of like HBO Go and HBO Max.
Right.
Because HBO, all your HBO Go credentials became HBO Max. And you just came over, but it's the same thing. But Paramount Plus is going to be dope too.
We were talking about that today, my wife and I, because like there's like MTV like Real World and Challenge stuff that's going to be on Paramount, and we're like, I'm sick of all, like I pay for a lot for my cable and whatnot. There's too many other things. Well, we're gonna have to find a group of friends, because I know like one of my friends, I use their HBO Max. He uses my Netflix. We have a friend that has Discovery Plus. We're gonna share that. So maybe we're gonna be the ones that end up buying Paramount Plus, and we'll just all share our logins, because it's just too much. We're already all paying for cable. Stop making me pay for more shit. Like,
I wish there was a box that would just give you all of these things.
No, there isn't. There isn't, Ryan.
That would be super.
No.
It would be like a super box?
No. There's something. No, there's no such thing as a super box. Absolutely no such thing.
It's like the Super Bowl, but a box.
Okay, all right, we're getting out of here. Before the feds or somebody shows up and kicks us off the air.
I just said I wish there was.
I know, but I'm afraid we're going to end up in Badville.
That's fair.
Ryan, check your DMs.
We're gonna
thanks. Slide on in.
Intern Mark, let's start with you. You got anything to plug this week?
Oh my, let me think here. There's not a whole lot going on. Hey, the McDonald's Shamrock Shakes are out. Have you guys had your Shamrock Shakes yet?
Not yet. I'm probably gonna go get one tomorrow.
You need to. They're pretty good.
I love the Shamrock Shake.
Pretty good.
All right.
Pretty good. Yeah. Other than that, I don't think I have. I don't have much going on this week.
Very
Just
good.
be good to each other.
Yes, be good to each other. Ryan, I'm going to go to you next, because you always complain where you're after Matt and Tam, who plug everything, and you got nothing but plugging yourself.
Right, and I still got nothing, so that's great. Just follow me on Twitter, whichever one it is.
At RYN.
Or this one.
So it doesn't work because you and Mark switched spots, so I had to take your names off.
I did it. No,
you broke it.
I hate to see
you broke it.
Don't follow me then. Bye.
Matt, what do you got?
Yep. So check out Woman of the Week this week on our Instagram page at 3 Count Thursday. We are featuring Cameron Burnett, who recently signed to the Performance Center. So congratulations to her. Big shout out. Give her a follow. Watch her career take off. You can follow me on Twitter. It's at 3CT, the letter A, Philly as in Philadelphia, and the number 8. And you can hear me on Wednesdays. I am part of the Wwe podcast, talking all things Philly sports. So we go live there at 7:30 on Wednesdays. So that is at Wwe Pod.
All right, very good. Tim, what do you got?
At Not the Tool Man across all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat if you care, TikTok, send me your TikToks. I love to watch TikTok, but I will never do it. If you enjoy the stuff you hear from me on this podcast, I do 2 other podcasts on 2 different podcast networks. Mondays at midnight, every Monday, we drop Final Wrestling Place, where we take the nouns of professional wrestling and assign them arbitrary red points and green points, either put them in the good place or the bad place. Season finale this week, and we are covering Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He finally gets his Final Wrestling Place this week, and next week this week we also announce our next season, and let me tell you, it's a doozy.
I'm excited. I always love a new season announcement. Tim.
Yeah, we got a graphic, and we're gonna have some jingle stuff too. It's gonna be good. It's a special because we're also changing formats. But Yep, we're talking about it this week. But also, after every major AEW, NXT, and WWE pay-per-view, we do Viewer's Choice. It's a live reaction show. Takes about 30 to 45 minutes to get through. You can follow both of those podcasts on Twitter at Final Place Pod, at VC on North South. Just subscribe to both podcasts wherever you get your podcasts: Apple, Google, Stitcher, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Spotify, whatever the deal is, you can listen, baby.
All right, you can, of course, follow me at Big Jim Sports. Make sure you're following the show at 3 Count Thursday. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram are all at 3 Count Thursday. Go to 3countthursday.com. Check out our merchandise, our collar and elbow brand deal, and much more. Make sure you subscribe to the show on YouTube and on all podcast platforms, including Amazon, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and much, much more. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in once again. Until next time, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin. Recount Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?